and puts all the records in it.
Benny and the Jets. Okay, we're live. YouTube, not from. We were talking about bad weather.
Bad weather, I don't know.
Yeah.
I too.
Like anyone watches. I know
My
Nick
roommate
Lake.
does.
What?
My roommate does.
Really?
Yeah, hi, Damien.
That's cute.
Exclusively to
One
Damien.
of my, a couple of my friends at Temple listen to it. I think my mom's gonna listen
Oh,
to
good.
Hi. No, oh my
I
god.
don't know
Hi,
if she's
Nick's mom.
it.
Is Temple a radio station? I love Swinging Fridays, man.
Villanova University's WXVU Villanova, serving the main line, including Montgomery, Delaware, and Chester counties at 89.1 on your FM dial. We're streaming online at our website, wxvu.org. Nominated for Best Station Imaging for Swinging Fridays at the 2024 National Student Production Awards. We are V89.1, The Roar.
Good morning, Nova Nation. You're listening to the Morning Roar on 89.1 FM. I'm MK Coolican.
I'm Mitchell Alessio.
And I'm Nick Williams.
And we're back, baby. Another week, another Friday morning with my favorite people. Somehow we're up.
It's a miracle every week.
Every week.
It's I always play like snooze roulette, see how far I can go until like I actually have to get up and get ready.
I had an 8:15 and 8:20. The 8:25 went off. I was like, okay, it's time.
I feel like once you get down to like 5-minute increments on your alarm, I think it's kind of over at that point.
You know you're cooked.
It's cooked.
Yeah.
No, but you're gonna still hit snooze on every one of them till you actually like pop up.
Yeah.
Literally. Let's talk about this weather. It is
Yeah.
gross here at
It has been
Villanova.
absolutely nasty. It's going to rain today. It's going to rain all weekend.
I
Dude.
think you need to share that Powerball meme with the listeners. I saw this on Nick's Instagram story, and I was like, this is the realest meme about weather I've ever seen.
Oh, God.
It was like Mother Nature throwing
Powerball numbers.
Powerball
Oh, yeah.
numbers at the temperature. And it was like 45, 80. It was really good.
No, but it's been like the last 3 weeks have been that because
Yeah.
you'll go 60, 77, down
34.
Yeah,
For
it's-
no
I
reason.
hate it.
And I'm either sweating or freezing cold. There's no in between.
Did you guys have to break your like winter jackets back out?
Yep. Ben Parker's back out.
Wow.
And parka. Dude,
Yeah.
those
I've just been
parkas look
braving
awesome.
it. Those
You've been
parkas
brave.
are awesome.
They're awesome to look at, and then you put them on and you get caught in rain, and then you realize they're not waterproof,
Oh,
like at all. They're sponges. Here's the thing: the year before MK, our year, the year before our freshman year, band had like serious parkas, like the real like
Gore-Tex type of thing.
Gore-Tex. You
Yeah.
know, they're waterproof or they're snowproof, whatever. And then we came, and then our director changed it all up.
It's always our year, dude.
I know it's never our year, but it's always our year. You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally. What else is going on, guys?
Mitch.
I've had a pretty light week this week.
Really?
It's the past like 3 weeks. I've had like little like not to say no work, but like it's been kind of nice. Like
It's
I'm
kind
not
of lovely,
stressed.
dude.
I'm not stressed. It's just been like exams, and I'll take that any day of the week over like busy work. What about you guys?
Jesus Christ. It's like, oh yeah, it's been light week. You know, only exams. You know, just tests all the time. It's like, what kind of tests are you taking over there? ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, down.
Dude, bro's a nursing major.
You can have me. I took a couple nursing ones this past 2 weeks. I've been putting the work in.
He's been putting the work in.
Oh yeah.
I just had a final paper on Monday, and
Ouch.
you know,
We still got a month.
literally. So
So how does that work? You have your final paper now, and then what? You just watch movies in class?
no, it's like you're still doing readings and discussions, but like you're only gathering participation points.
Oh, though, so it's just like show up to class.
Yeah, it really leads to massive senioritis as a junior, which can be tricky.
I can feel it creeping up, man.
I like you're fighting the urge to skip everything.
I've been fighting. I woke up this morning and my roommate was still in bed for his 8:30 at 8:30.
Yep.
So it was like, I'm not going.
That classic 8:30 experience.
I haven't skipped mine yet.
You know, I've never had one in all 3 years.
Really?
How?
I've had a 9:35, but never an 8:30.
I kind of like the 9:35, so if
I
you
do
wake
too.
up and like, but it's not too early.
It's
like,
not
I can
too early.
manage.
I think the 9:35s and 10:40s.
Ooh.
You're
Ten-
shaking your head.
Dude, get me out of bed before you're not getting me out of bed before 9 a.m.
Mm.
I'm sorry.
That's
What time do you usually go to bed? I think this is an important discussion to have.
Like 2 to 3.
that's.
Crazy.
See, I'm usually around that timestamp too. Like,
Guys,
it
like
doesn't matter that
midnight hits and my teeth are brushed.
No, my
That's
teeth. My
crazy.
teeth can definitely be brushed, but it doesn't mean I'm
You're
getting
not
to bed.
actually going to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, find me at the dining room table or on the couch doing work.
Wow.
Sincerely.
Wow.
I'm no longer in Stanford.
Oh, tell us.
I'm on West next
You're
year.
oh my god, you're one of the lucky few.
Yes.
Congrats. Out of
Sorry, I just thought
overflow
about that.
housing.
Yeah.
Which dorm?
Bolden?
Okay.
That's not a that's first floor.
Yeah, that's a decent.
That's
You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be close to St. Mary's.
Yeah.
Arguably best hoagies. Those things
I've
slap.
heard Second Story Deli is where it's at.
Dude, you got late night, like not as good as South, but it's up there.
Late night's late night. I can't as long
It's
as there's
open
food.
later.
And it's food.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's no mott sticks.
Okay, so now I can
Oh.
actually come visit you because there was no way I was making my way over to South to go see Mitch.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
But I'll be on West. It'll be nice.
That'll be really nice.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of sophomores, it's mostly sophomore junior mix. That's more common than the junior senior mix.
Okay.
I think because so many seniors have to live off campus now.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
All of my friends have houses next year.
That's how I was like. Even like my friends were talking about living off campus next year just to like get
Yeah.
off.
Yeah,
Like save money, live off campus while they can, and enjoy.
totally. Well, let's talk a little bit about WXVU Fest.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm so stoked.
Return of the Brooklyn band that we all know and love.
Oh, what if they still listen?
I hope they
If
do.
Back from Zero is
That
still
reminds-
listening.
Shout out Back from
We
Zero.
forgot to read their DM last week.
Oh yes, let's read it live on air.
That's okay. Wait,
Folks, if you're just
sorry.
joining us, you're listening to the Morning Roar on 89.1 FM. You can follow us on Instagram at WXVU Radio or access our website at WXVU.org.
And if you're not familiar with the lore, quick recap. We took our trip to New York City with WXVU to go to the Intercollegiate Broadcasting System Conference. And on a happenstance bar crawl, we ran into this band called Back from Zero, and they are probably the coolest group of guys we've ever listened to music to.
Yes,
And we
Shout
invited
out.
them.
They are
Here.
awesome.
right? I think it was like a side street off of Times Square. Vibes were high. It was really
It was a
good.
good night. It was a good night. Okay, so DM reads, dude, thank you for today. You guys rule. Thank you for having us. Hopefully we'll see you on 426. Not sure yet, but we'll let you know. Talk to you soon. Thanks again, Mitch.
Let's go. So, listeners, if you'd like to hear live music, we're having 3 bands play on Saturday, April 26th from 5 to 7 p.m. Shout out my friend JP Tampy. He's in Blue Ride. Blue Ride's playing Bench Stealers and Back from Zero.
I'm excited to hear them again.
Yerba Mate is sponsoring.
Yerba Mate is?
Yes, we're going to have a yerba stand.
I've never had yerba before.
Now's your time.
It's like you're in between like a heart attack and like a breakthrough.
Okay.
It's great.
Yeah.
Like because of the caffeine?
It's like it's
or-
supposed to be healthy, but you know deep down it really isn't.
Yeah.
Just because of the amount of caffeine that's going in
It's
your
tea
system.
though. It's chill.
Yeah, it
I
is.
was gonna say, what soccer player is like obsessed with it? Like, isn't there supposed to be one soccer player that's like their thing?
I think you're right.
Probably. I feel like everyone has their brand, you know?
Yeah.
And it's always the weirdest thing. It's always like Jiffy peanut butter or something, and you're just like the face of Jiffy peanut butter. It's like, I don't know if I'd want to work my whole life for a sport or something and then be known as like the Jiffy peanut butter person. You know?
I want to be known as a Jiffy peanut butter person. You speak for yourself, MK.
That's
Jiffy, if you're listening, please send us free cards of Jiffy peanut butter.
That would be so tight.
Gosh. Okay, 10 more minutes or 5 more minutes here in this segment. What are we feeling?
Let's keep it on WXVU here. Let's talk about Vinyl-thon for a second.
Yes, let's talk about Vinyl-thon. So, folks, when we went to that conference in New York City, we, met up with College Radio. It's literally called College Radio, the company, which I thought was interesting.
That's crazy.
But you can register your station for 24-hour Vinyl-thon. So we're gonna attempt it if brave DJs are willing to cover our 3 a.m. graveyard shifts. But we're gonna try to play vinyls from midnight on Saturday to midnight on Sunday, and I think it'll be really cool.
And what do we get if we achieve this goal?
We get a nice Vinyl-thon 2025 slip mat.
It's called the Golden Slip Mat.
Yes. And it looks pretty legit.
It's probably not real gold, but
Hey, it's okay.
One could only hope and dream.
Yeah. So what are some of the records you brought today?
Okay.
Nick pulled up with this Steezy record carrying case.
Well, we're gonna get ASMR of this lock. I'm opening. Hold on. Got this. So it's a big, substantial, like white box. It looks like a gate case.
Yeah.
For those of you who know what a gate case is.
If you would like to see this box, follow us on YouTube at WXVU Radio, and we go live for every morning roar, so you can see our beautiful faces and Nick's Steezy record box.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see some of these polls.
Okay, so the first one is probably one of my favorites. This is my dad's record.
Puppet Rulers.
Yes, this is my
Shout
dad's
out.
single. Puppet Rulers got Out of My Mind and Complicated Girl on it. Unfortunately, when I bought this on Discogs, it did not come with the sleeve. But we have the original pressing here. This is 1 out of 1,000 pressings, as my dad told me about a month ago. So this is I am really grateful to have this record in my collection. Kind of as a memento to my dad and his music career.
That is super
That's
cool.
super.
Yeah.
We still need to get him on for an interview, dude.
Oh,
a Puppet Rulers interview.
Dude, yeah.
So shout out Nick's dad. If you're listening, hop on Zoom next week.
Hi, Dad. All right. We have 10,000 Gex by 100 Gex.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
That, Mitch, you know that one?
One of my friends loved like 1,000 Gex. I don't know, 100 Gex. What is it? Like Drain Gang.
Oh, that's yeah.
And there's some other ones. Car Seat Headrest. Some other ones.
All right. We got AC/DC Back in Black.
Woo!
That's a good one.
We got Aerosmith, the album.
Yes.
We have, I'm missing a record here. Where is it? I mean, it's not there. Yeah, we got Back from Zero.
Yes.
Signed.
By all the members. We have this album. I don't know what the title is, but that's that.
Oh, show that to the camera. Wow.
It's an EDM album.
That's amazing.
It's funny.
That's awesome.
We got Sunday Night at the Village Vanguard by Bill Evans. We have Don't Smile at Me, Billie Eilish.
Ooh.
We
Good
have
album.
what's this one called? Oh, we have a Boston Record. What else we got? We got Cranberries.
Ooh.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Everybody likes Cranberries.
Everybody else is doing it. Why can't
An
we?
elite band.
Yeah. We got what else we got here? We got Kamikaze, Eminem. We got Beautiful and Damn, G-Eazy.
Do you have a favorite?
Ooh, okay.
I always like asking.
I feel like it has to be like a deep pull.
Okay.
But unfortunately, I don't think it is a really deep pull because it is a matter of fact the Fenway album by Noah Kahan.
Yes.
This is absolutely my favorite because because not only is it it's an exclusive record, you can only get it if you pre-ordered when it came out. It's the records instead of black, they're like translucent white.
Oh, that's sick.
So they're really nice. And on the inner sleeves for the records, on the first record, because it's 2 LPs, on the first LP, they all have like designs of like the maps of Massachusetts or like Greater Boston area.
Cool.
And like in one of the corners, you could see Lexington, where my hometown is.
Wow.
So it's kind of, it feels kind of special.
That's really cool. And he's originally from Vermont.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's from Stratford, Vermont, but he also lived in Watertown, Massachusetts, right up the road from me.
Got it.
Oh wait, that's it.
That's super cool. Well, folks, it's 9:14 a.m. here. We're going to go to our first break. When we come back, we don't even know what we're talking about. That's the best part of the Morning Roar. Someone asked us last week, do you guys follow a script? This year, we're unscripted, baby. And
Absolutely.
I like it.
See, I can't believe there was a script to begin with because I've only seen the unscripted
Yes.
version. It just kind of flows.
Yeah, it does
Yeah.
flow.
There used to be a thing we read off of our laptops, dude.
Yeah.
It used to look like super formal and super like put together, and now it's just us.
Okay,
So
but
formal.
it's more of a morning show.
And it
you
is
know?
absolutely more of a morning show, and I love it this way.
Yeah.
I'm just like, damn, the way we've come.
How far we've come. Well, you're listening to 89.1 FM. This is the Morning Roar. I'm MK Coolican,
I'm Mitchell D'Alessio.
And I'm Nick Williams.
and we'll be back right after this. Wahoo!
What else do we have here? I feel like I need to like continue.
Hello, everyone.
This is. I was thinking about pulling out this one. This is Louie by Kenny Beats.
Oh, wow.
This is an album he wrote for his dad, which is really cool. But he's like producer. It has really cool art. Let's see.
The Bench Steelers,
Here.
Blue Ride,
Oh,
and
wait,
Back
that's
from
sick.
Zero
Yeah.
will battle it out live from Villanova University.
They have like it
If
was
you love live
written
music,
with
college radio, the art games, and free food. Make sure to tune in.
Mac
to
DeMarco,
89.1
Remy Wolf,
FM.
Slow
Are all
Time,
on there?
Person
Thundercat,
for
yep,
Wow.
Vince Staples.
Battle of the Bands.
Yeah,
The
this is
Villanova Tech Zone
That's
is
a great album,
resource
what?
for helping students, faculty, and staff
That's I've never heard of
troubleshoot
it.
their
But I
technological
know those
needs.
artists.
Contact the Tech Zone at 610.
I think Remy Wolf, my like favorite song by him is Photo ID. with Dominic
fucking
Fike.
Remy Wolf.
Or
Dude,
visit
Remy
the
Wolf has
Valley
a record
Library
store
or
day
new
exclusive
commons
coming out
offices.
tomorrow.
For more information,
Yeah.
visit unit.
Speaking of which, did MK invite you to come with us to Record Store Day?
I haven't texted him yet.
He's an awful friend.
I know.
Is that tomorrow?
Yes.
Depending what time, I will probably be.
It's in the morning, like 10, 9 a.m.
Good morning. You're listening to the Morning Roar on 89.1 FM. We were just talking, and I'm the horrible friend that forgot to invite Mitch. But Mitch, we're gonna go to Shady Dog Records tomorrow. It's World Record Store Day, and apparently it's their biggest sale of the year.
Really?
Yeah,
That's in all my year, like coming here, like like going to my stepmom's. Like I've passed that record store plenty of times, but I've never been there.
it's awesome. It's owned by a Villanova alum.
Is it really?
And it's his side hustle and his main job. He's a sports statistician for the Flyers and Villanova men's basketball.
Oh wait, that's sick.
I was like, this is the dream.
Isn't that the craziest lineup of jobs? Like, yeah, I report on Eric Dixon's 23 points per game average,
Literally.
and then I go sell records on the side.
And like, when I tell you the music knowledge was deep, like they have every single artist you could imagine.
And they know ball.
That's,
They sincerely know ball.
I was
they
gonna say,
do.
what do you say is your favorite like job? Like I feel like all three of those would be like crazy, like cool to be like, oh, like I record the stats for Villanova basketball.
Like, I bet that's his nerd job, and then you have the record store as like the relaxed job.
or is it switched and the record store's the nerd job, and you know like
Because they're both are pretty nerdy.
They are.
yeah.
Like, if you really know music, you have to know history.
Yeah.
And like, that makes you a nerd.
And you have to put the time in to like
Yes.
actually know the music.
Album
too.
release dates, like all of that stuff. It's crazy.
Not like mentioning you having to like categorize everything. You know,
Yes.
that takes a certain type of person.
I did spend 3 hours last weekend updating my Discogs. You should have seen my floor. My entire floor of my bedroom was just rows of vinyl, and as I put them in, I would just flip them over one by one.
Yeah.
And I found out I do own 115.
That's
Oh my
crazy. You
God.
know how many I own? And just here, like 23.
Yeah. There
What?
are 115 vinyls in my dorm room right now.
Wow, I think
God.
tomorrow I'm gonna have to get on it.
Yes.
Dude, we're gonna have 24 hours. Trust.
Yeah.
We're gonna get 24
If
hours.
between you and MK alone, there's probably a couple days where
Yes. I think mine alone we could cover like a week.
That's crazy.
But
save,
yeah.
save some room for me, man.
And you know when, like, at the bottom, it can give you, like, the price range of how much your collection is worth?
Oh god, yeah.
Guys, like, if mine are really originals like they say they are, I'm pushing 10,000 bones on the top end,
that
you know?
you've put in.
No, that it's worth.
Oh,
Like, collectively, like, I've thrifted most of these for, like, $3, but then you put them into Discogs, and if it's an original pressing, it's, like, an $100 vinyl.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So, like, the profit margins, if you want to do something, go and flip vinyls. That's how
I
you're
feel
going
like
to
you can
make
flip
money.
anything in a thrift store. Like you pick one thing you're good at. Like you like know, and
Yeah.
then that's like could be your side hustle.
Do you have a favorite thrift store?
Favorite thrift store. Ooh. Oh, Red, White, and Blue. It's
Mm.
it's off like it's low key kind of far from my house, and like they only take cash, and it's not open on Sundays when I usually go with my dad. But like occasionally I make it there, and I
Shout
don't know
out
why.
thrifting with Dad.
That's he got me into it, and
That's
like I still
awesome.
like he does, probably goes more than I do. Like
That's awesome.
It's just like he likes to just go like see what he can find. Like it's like hunting and pecking
Okay, hunting and pecking. What about you, Nick?
or pecking hunt. Pecking hunt.
I love that term, by the way. Unfortunately, I don't really thrift, but what I do like antique, kind of. My parents love to go and just like buy old stuff at these like big warehouse style stores, and I had this like weird ongoing collection of old like NASCAR replica cars.
Okay.
I don't even like NASCAR.
Oh.
Wow.
But I had this
Bro knows F1 is where it's at.
dude. F1 is where it's
If you're
at.
gonna watch a driving sport, watch F1.
I
Exactly.
didn't
Can we
realize how
talk-
many people were obsessed with F1. Like till like recently, I didn't know it was like that big.
Okay, but we have talked about this. We have an issue with it because I think a lot of people jumped on it when like Abercrombie started printing the F1 brands,
Yeah.
and then they start
Oh.
wearing them because they look cool. But then you have people like me and Nick who've been supporting your team since they were actually terrible.
Yep.
And so it makes it more fun now to be fans of the
Yes.
sport.
Or you go up to that person with that like Abercrombie hoodie and you're like, "What's the difference between soft and hard tires?" They couldn't tell
And they
you.
couldn't tell.
They couldn't tell you.
I couldn't tell you either. So
One day you will.
It's kind. The
Let's
thing
get
is
a-
though, it's kind of self-explanatory.
I mean, I would assume, but like I actually I like
How do they drive differently, you know?
Yeah. And talking about like name the Sauber drivers. I bet they can. Like honestly, I can't name the Sauber drivers either.
Or
But,
like,
like-
what's the Red Bull farm team?
What?
Aren't they called like
PHA.
no,
farm
it's
or
like
FIA
Fast
farm?
Bulls Racing. It's a really funny name. Or
their second
Racing
team,
Bulls.
Racing Bulls.
Racing
but it's
Bulls.
it's Visa Cash App
Yes.
Racing Bulls.
And
Yeah.
the name is Cash App, which I think is so funny.
Yeah.
They're getting their
I
sponsorship
was gonna
loud
say,
and proud.
I know that money is nice.
Yes.
Dude,
So
I miss AlphaTauri. I miss AlphaTauri.
Yeah.
Because not only because their clothes are cool. Because if you didn't know that AlphaTauri was Red Bull's clothing brand or fashion brand, and then they just kind of said, nah, not that anymore.
Have you watched the new season of Drive to Survive?
I watched about half of it, and then the season started. I was like, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
watch last season's.
What's the race this weekend? What's after
Bahrain.
Japan? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Do you know what time? What's the time?
Time
difference?
I
is
didn't know you
11.
could race in Bahrain. That's
You can race basically anywhere.
no,
Yeah,
but
they
that's
have a
like
track
such
in
a,
Abu Dhabi.
Yep.
It's
but
all
they're like
over.
it's such a small country. Like I'm surprised.
They
No,
do
but-
they do a race in Monaco, dude.
Oh, no.
Dude, a race, the race,
The race.
the
I
race.
was gonna say,
in
isn't that where
Monaco.
everybody who has like buku money is
Yes.
like there? And that's
It's like 50 grand a day to park your yacht.
Yeah.
The winner jumps into the bay. It's huge.
It's a thing. Yeah. Unfortunately, the race is pretty boring, but qualifying is.
I
where it's
always
at.
love watching Leclerc race there
Yeah.
because he's like from Monaco.
Oh.
It's huge.
And
It's
then
super
I get
cool.
the TikToks where it's like the M83 outro music,
Yes.
and then it's Crofty telling Charles Leclerc's story about like, how he told his dad a white lie that he got into Ferrari, but he didn't really actually. And then he's been racing the circuit for X amount of years, and then he finally achieves his dream. He wins at home in Monaco, and it's like it brings me to tears every time.
And like he like pointed towards the sky. There was that one picture on the F1 Instagram
Yeah.
for his dad. It was awesome.
That's sick.
It was like the moment in sports. What else is going on? Just in case we have listeners that have no idea what F1 is, we're boring them over the past 4 minutes.
Geez.
You guys have anything fun going on this weekend? Where'd you do anything fun this week?
Tonight, I'm going to Philly to a restaurant called the Harp and Crown.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've been there once, and they're like a side plate kind of place. Like you order a ton of small dishes and share with your friends. It's really fun. But the best part is you go downstairs. There's a speakeasy in the basement with a bowling alley.
Oh my god.
So that's where my friends and I are going tonight.
But I feel like the small portions would like small portions like annoy me. Like I just want to eat all my food at once and like be full.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Here's the thing, like I don't know if you guys do this, but in my family, when we go to Chinese food or get Chinese food, we get a bunch of different plates, right? And we all share those plates. We
Favorite Chinese dish, go.
I'm sorry, it's orange chicken, and it's basic. It's like one standard deviation away from.
You're the one
So's.
person I thought was gonna come with a good answer.
And here's the thing, and I do, and I have my salt and pepper lobster, salt and pepper calamari. That's really good. I have like peapod stems. We got the teriyaki chicken. We have the scallion pancakes. But here's the thing. I've been having this one dish from this one very specific Chinese restaurant in Chinatown for like 18 years. They have known me since I was a small child. These people who run this restaurant. To the point where we sit down and they just bring us food. We don't even order anymore. They
that
just
is
bring us food.
awesome.
That's okay.
That's the dream.
So you do you get it to go or do you sit in when you get Chinese food?
We sit in.
Okay. So we're a to go type. Like we'll get it to go and then it's like.
We're a to-go family too.
Yeah.
Same with Indian. I hit up Saffron the other day.
Okay.
Highly recommend Saffron
good?
Indian Kitchen if you like Indian. Dude, paneer tikka masala, garlic naan, saffron butter rice, mango lassi.
Mango lassi.
Shout out mango lassi.
God.
Guys, it made my whole week. It actually made my whole week was that mango lassi. And they have mango lassi now in Sparkit.
That's crazy.
Really?
You know whatever company does the Spit Indian, like the Indian bar?
Oh,
Yes.
couldn't tell you what it actually means.
They have a mini fridge in Sparkit, and it's just stocked with mango lassi.
Dude, I've heard some freshmen call it Spendian, and I don't know how to.
I
that.
actually do call
I
it
call it
Spindian.
Spindian also.
That's wild.
Yeah.
It's-
Like
I
my
think it's
roommates
great.
will text like roll Spindian ?
Yo.
Yes.
And I didn't start saying roll till I got here. Now I say like let's roll to wherever.
roll pit, roll Oreo.
Yeah, roll spit, roll yeah.
Roll radio.
Roll morning roar right
Yes. Roll morning roar.
That's what did I text? I said, Nick, are you at the stew? Because like I didn't think I got access to the studio yet, and then
Yes. Shout out Cat Coyle.
thank you, Cat Coyle.
Always putting in that work with the wildcard access form. I think I text her 2 to 3 times a week.
Really?
Can you add this person? I think it's good too. We're just adding more people to the station.
I think, after my producer interview, I think I ducked back into the room and said, "Hey, by the way, Kat, can you give Mitch stew accent?"
please. Oh, I was getting tired of getting here and having to sit outside. I felt like a dog on the curb.
The dog on the curb.
Yeah, like I got kicked out. I'm just waiting for the owner to come
And
back.
that always happens. It's like one of the hosts has access and they just always let their friend in. And then 3 months later, I get a text like, "Hey, I can't get in." And I'm like, "Dog, your friend was letting you in this whole time. Like, you got to tell me this." Also, shout out Bubba Gump Shrimp
Bubba Gump
Co.
Shrimp.
I'm looking at Mitch's shirt.
Thrifted shirt. If we're going back to our thrift conversation.
Yeah, do you have a favorite thrift store?
I don't thrift. I unfortunately just go antiquing, where I buy my weird collection of NASCAR replicas that I don't even like, but I think cars are cool.
That's fair.
Antiquing is where it's at, guys.
I've been following this girl on TikTok who's going through like this old antiquing like list for New Jersey, and it's going every weekend goes to a new antique store and it's hitting all of Jersey. I'm like, this is so cool. This is giving me places to go this summer.
That's
Excited
awesome.
for it.
I'm trying to think about. I love Salvation Army back home. I don't love what they stand for. So
That's fair.
it's hard to, you're thrifting, you're giving them your money. At the same time, they have some pretty steezy clothes.
I was gonna say their prices I feel like are nice
And
too.
like you go in on a day when they're like every green tag is 50% off. Green tags are $1.99. You're getting like
I might as well say it's free.
Yes, essentially. Buffalo Exchange in Philly. I've had pretty good luck there.
I haven't been.
And I want to go to the bins. There's like a big warehouse that a couple of sophomores that I know go to a lot, but I have yet to venture out there.
I've been to the bins once in Jersey, and
What are your thoughts? Because
It's
I think it's a mixed bag.
I was gonna say it was a couple years ago. It was I felt pretty dirty afterwards. Like you know what I mean? Like it just felt like ugh. But like don't get me wrong, I would probably go back and take my chances again.
Yeah. Just because you're always hoping for like the Holy Grail Carhartt jacket or like Levi 505s, you know?
Hoping you get lucky. And
Yeah.
honestly, any brand that like you've been like hoping to find at like a thrift and then you find it there for like dirt cheap. You're
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, that's like a win.
Goes crazy.
I
Let's
s-
talk about this shirt.
Oh God.
Ferrari Philadelphia.
I got this. So for the viewers, I had this Ferrari of Philadelphia T-shirt on. It's got this RDS Automotive Italian badge on the shoulder, and on the back it says in big print Ferrari.
My
so-
mom just texted me scallion pancakes for the win.
Oh yeah,
So she's-
MK's mom.
Yes.
You know ball.
Yes.
You know ball.
Shout out Maria on the Morning Roar.
All right, so the story behind this shirt, it's kind of a long story. Do we have time for it? We kind of do you want to save it for after?
Sure, let's head to a break. You're listening to 89.1 FM. This is the Morning Roar. I'm MK Coolican,
I'm Mitchell Alessio.
And I'm Nick Williams.
and we'll be back right
Stay
after
tuned.
this.
I will be back. Off to sociology.
On to sociology. So Nick, I actually will text the group chat, and if you can come tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah. I was gonna say I don't know if I'll be back.
You're not a bad friend,
Ethan
MK.
Silva,
You're
the
actually an
program
amazing
director
friend.
for WXVU,
Thank you.
and you're listening to 89.1 The Roar.
What's
The
up? Wait,
morning
yeah,
that
just
it
let me know what time.
happened, I
Oh,
remember
didn't we
just
say we
waking
wanna
up
leave at like
feeling
9:30?
so overwhelmed and basically helpless. I honestly didn't know what else to do.
I have
So
a bit of students
I
today
remember
from 8 to 9
Just
a.m.
going
though.
like for my pillow.
What are you doing for that?
And then I would
we
take
play
one.
Oh,
Oh,
my!
nice.
I have to stay here with you like.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
It's like my favorite day of the year.
Because
Because I have a series of photos. Hold on, I gotta show you
If
guys.
you
I have
or someone
an
you know
ongoing
in Villanova
photo series for
needs
Middle
help,
Day
contact
that I
the
started
Student Counseling
freshman
Center
year.
at 6
That was our freshman, MK's and I freshman year.
4050. The
Mid-Students Day.
National Suicide
That was the year
Crisis
after.
Lifeline
That was
is
last year.
available
Oh, wait,
by
that's this-
dialing
So I had to continue
988.
this trend.
yeah.
This message was
All right,
brought to
I'll
you
see
by
you guys.
Senior
All right, take care.
Student
Bye, Mitch.
Promotion course
Good to
at the
see you.
Villanova St. Patrick College of
Feel like we got
Nursing,
this on the
the
wall now,
Office
I
of
just
Health
found this.
Promotion, and WXVNU Health, Villanova University Radio.
Like, who's
This is
eating
MK Coolican.
a
the
sausage,
host of
egg, Nova, and iced
Toontown,
coffee?
And you're
Literally.
listening to V89.1 The Roar.
God holding me back.
Okay.
Gravity's holding me back.
Okay, solo.
Za-da-dum-da-dum-dum-dum.
Good morning, Villanova U. And good morning, Harry Styles. Always a good
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
always a good morning with Harry Styles.
Yep.
I've been on the Jack Johnson Banana Pancakes album, In Between Dreams. Oh, dude, I gotta put you on.
There's so much music that you gotta put me on to. MK.
Yes, yes. And my roommate was blaring Joji, and I knew who it was. I hope you're proud of me for that.
I gotta get a Joji album. For the memes at this point. Like, I don't listen to Joji much anymore. Like, he comes up on my Spotify DJ like once in a blue moon.
Yes.
But I really do appreciate a lot of his music, and he's a funny guy. He's Pink Guy.
Yeah.
How do you forget?
Yeah. How do we feel about Kevin Willard? We've gotten a few more press releases. That big signing with the jersey. How are you feeling as a band member, as a big fan of Villanova sports?
So, as a band member, I was actually at the press conference because
Okay.
band was in attendance. Welcome our new head coach, the new William B. Fernan endowed Villanova men's basketball head coach. That's the full name of his position, by the way.
Wow.
It's crazy.
When it's endowed, they're making bank.
It's like what's one of those like Mesopotamian things, like right to rule kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah, like
yes.
hand of God type
You
thing.
are the king.
But I'm so disappointed because I was at that conference and all I could think about was like, damn, everything they're saying is basically, it feels like filler. Is there zero like value being said here? And like David Shapansky, shout out David Shapansky, was there. And he was asking good questions as well. He was asking like, so given your time at Seton Hall in the Big East, what do you plan on like bringing to Villanova, and how has the landscape changed in Villanova in college basketball and in the Big East Conference, and how do you want to bring those changes to the forefront of Villanova basketball?
Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah, and he basically said, yes, and Villanova and basketball has changed a lot, and I plan on quickening our pace. What does that mean, Kevin?
Yes.
It means nothing.
Yeah.
And it's so frustrating to get like, no reassurance on our investment here.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of it, I get it, right? It's so early in his career. He said at the conference it was only his second time on campus.
Okay.
Or his second day on campus. And I was like, I guess if you're still that new, if it's still fresh, there's not much to be said, or like not much you can say. But like, damn, I feel like by the time you get to a press conference, there's some semblance of a plan put together.
And you know that PR answers are not what this university needs right now.
Yeah.
Like honesty, truth. Like let's push Unitas, Veritas, Caritas if
Yeah,
that's what we actually stand for.
And they were saying though as well, is like, oh, we wanted to get a head coach that aligned with our outstanding values. I'm kind of concerned. It's like, I mean, yes, we want to. For PR reasons, we want to have a coach that is aligned with our Villanova values, but we also want a coach that can, win games. I feel like that should be a lot higher of a priority.
Yes.
Right. But
also, I'm just hoping that, I'm looking back at the national championship, like Florida, Houston. Florida's coach is young.
He's a young man.
And he's successful. He just won the whole dang thing.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
And they led for I think they led that March Madness championship game for less than 2 minutes overall.
Yeah,
they won.
It was a real Kyle Neptune moment.
It was.
For Houston.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like we don't need to be that joke anymore.
No, we don't.
So I think I'm trying to be positive and be hopeful, especially as an incoming senior. Let's talk about that. You want to talk about a time when you care about sports the most, it's probably right now.
It's right now. And here's the thing, though. Kevin Willard just fired basically all of our coaching staff, right? He's keeping one guy, and I feel like he's like the sacrificial lamb he's keeping here. And it feels awful because that means Mike Nardi's gone. Coach Julian Payne, who I interviewed earlier this year.
The Nardi loss was tough.
And he should have. He deserved to go all the way.
I know.
Deserved.
I know. I thought he was going to be, 5 years head coach.
Yeah. And
where did he go?
He doesn't know yet.
Okay.
And honestly, there's a lot of people saying that he should have been head coach, and I don't disagree. And it's just kind of sad.
I think they were worried to do an internal search.
Yeah.
I think they did the external nationwide search, so what happened with Neptune wouldn't happen again.
Exactly.
And people are like, you're only selecting from your small pool of coaches that have already been here.
Exactly.
It's tough.
But you know what? It's happened. What's happened's happened. And I know all of our former coaching staff who have moved on from Villanova will find other opportunities at bigger and better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe Coach Julian Payne will go back to the Celtics.
Hey, who knows? That's your team, right?
They're my boys.
I'm a Bulls fan.
How are they doing right now? Yeah.
Hey, the Maple Leafs are doing pretty well, though. I'm a Leafs fan, so NHL watching hockey has been better this year.
Speak for yourself. The Bruins have been. I can't get over.
Hey, you had your time.
We had our time, but Marchand's gone. He's gone. He's going to Florida, dude.
Also, were you watching? If you watched March Madness, did you see the Nova Knicks commercial?
I did see the Nova Knicks.
It was sad. I almost started tearing up. It was tragic. And then I was talking to my family. I was like, we gotta go see the Knicks. I'd love to see professional Nova players, you know?
Seas beat the Knicks in Wolves at MSG though. I watched that game. We went to overtime. I was so scared. Oh my god! But then JT pulled up, and then it was all over.
Classic.
Unfortunately, I was laughing at Jalen Brunson.
Speaking of David Shapansky,
Yes.
he said he loved the pineapple.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Do we have to re-explain the pineapple lore for our new listeners?
If you want a $38 breakfast buffet and you want to spend it on pineapple slices, hit up our boss, Nick Langen, and hit up the Sheraton in Times Square.
Hit up the what was the name of the restaurant inside the hotel?
I came late. I didn't have breakfast.
Oh
with
yeah,
you.
you didn't. It was like the Hudson Market, and I got confused because there are two Hudson Markets. There's one in the hotel, and there's one like maybe 15 minutes away from the hotel that I ended up going to at like 7 a.m. because I thought that was the place we were going to.
Shout out you waking up early though to get us Dunkin'.
I did that last year, and I want to continue the tradition.
Yes, that was a we can be friends forever moment.
Yeah.
You're waking up early to get Dunkin' for the squad.
And I realized later I could have ordered this on the app.
I know, and I remember seeing Nick's coffee order, and it was like blueberry syrup, and I was like, never have I ever heard of coffee with blueberry syrup.
And they had it,
I know.
and they didn't ask any weird questions.
No.
And I was like, thank you.
Dude is just a chiller.
Yep. I got a shout out during the panel too.
That was awesome. And Al Roker, seeing Al Roker in person.
Dude, that was crazy.
That was really cool. I'm excited for next year.
Next year is going to be a ball.
Yeah. So if you want a free trip to New York City, come be a DJ on air with WXVU.
Yep.
It's pretty great time with your buddies who love music and are music nerds.
Yep. And watch MK win like another award or something like that.
Hopefully. We got to find someone new to interview. who's going to be our GOAT interviewer?
We should get like Obama.
Yes.
Honestly, I think he'd do it. He'd do it.
Dude, I'll just send him the pictures of me like 4 years old with the Obama Obama campaign shirt. I had the signs in my arms. Like I was out there. I was early.
I feel. Hold on. If we get an interview with Obama, do we or do we not bring up Prism Obama, like the pyramid meme Obama?
I think we'd have to.
I think we have.
I think he would be super responsive. Obama. And I mean, I know he likes one of the restaurants in my hometown. We could talk about Zingerman's Roadhouse. Shout out. Fried green tomatoes like you've never had them before.
I've heard so much about fried green tomatoes.
Dude.
What is it?
Green tomatoes. So it's like if you don't like regular tomatoes, I would try a green tomato because it's milder. You're not getting as much of that liquid when you cut it open. Like usually people who don't like tomatoes are texture people.
Yeah.
Hard green tomatoes are harder, so they like fry them in breadcrumbs, cut them up, homemade buttermilk ranch. It's ridiculous.
That sounds amazing.
Cornmeal coating. It's so good. I'm at a loss for words. I can't even tell you how good they are.
Bro, my producer brain's going, so we need to do like cooking
Yes.
on air.
Yeah, that's
with
what
Morning Roar.
No, I wanted a cooking show for so long, like someone to come on here that bakes or something like that and just talk about recipes.
Oh, that's great.
Imagine we got like what do you call those? A Blackstone, a WXV
my God.
Blackstone, dude.
Or we go on the West Grills.
Yes.
And we should do an episode from the West Grills.
I think we should. We could have like pickup basketball games going.
Imagine us with our headphones on,
We'll
the
get
headsets,
Dave.
and get, oh my
Here's
god.
Nick v. Mitch. Nick running up the court. Mitch, balls to Mitch. Turnover. Mitch scores!
For 3 for the championship!
And then there's David Japansky. Go Cats! And as always, go Cats!
Oh my god. I need to see Mitch go to like Fox or like NBC. Please.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I know. But we know bro is just, he's going to be in a hospital. He's going to be saving lives.
Or not Mitch. I'm sorry, Mitch.
David.
Stefanski.
Yes. I think he will. He has an internship with Delco Baseball. He said that he has a lot of experience with basketball and football, but he's up in his his baseball content. And I guess that's how you do it. You just send recordings of you presenting.
Yeah, and his water polo content.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he gets paid now. I was like, shout out Dave, you know?
Getting in his bag.
Let's go, dude.
All right. So we have a story to tell here. So this shirt comes from an expedition from freshman year. So for anyone who doesn't know, I am a photographer. My Instagram is nick.go.click. Go check me out. DM me if you have any commission requests. And I've been a car guy for years, and I've been following some car photography for a while, but I never really did it myself until freshman year, when I got holes in the insoles of my shoes, and I had to walk to CVS. That's down the road. And for those of you who know the area, the CVS is, to get to the CVS, you have to walk by McDonald's, which is right by the 7-Eleven, which is right next to the Ferrari dealership.
Literally the most random Ferrari dealership I've ever encountered.
Yeah, unfortunately, it has since moved, but the old Ferrari dealership was right next to the 7-Eleven down the road. And I was walking past, and in the window was a white LaFerrari. For those of you who don't know, the LaFerrari is the second to latest, or it was the latest until the F80 came out. Top of the line legendary Ferrari vehicle. It produced like 1,200 horsepower, has a V12 in it. It's a hybrid. It's one of the most mean looking Ferraris out there. You should look it up. And it's worth like $5.8 million. All right. This particular model was the Aperta, which means it was the drop top. It was the convertible version. And I was like, damn, that's a really cool car. It had like carbon fiber wheels and everything. It's a really nice spec. So I get my insoles, I go back home, and I call the dealership on a whim. I was like, hey, are you guys open, and can I come in and take photos? And the receptionist was really cool. I was like, yeah, you can come in and take photos, whatever. So I get on, I take a shower, right? I get like nice and fresh.
Yes.
I put in hair gel.
You're professional.
Yeah, and I put on like a jacket, I put on jeans, and I put on like a nice shirt, right? Like a polo. And I should know, I put on a Porsche jacket because it's the only automotive jacket I have with me.
The Porsche.
The Porsche. I'm sorry.
You gotta say the jacket. Porsche when you're in the Ferrari dealership.
And I put on the Porsche jacket, and I go and I take photos of this car, and I realize this is a really special car. It's it's the Aperta model that I originally mentioned. So Ferrari made 499 LaFerraris. The 500th for a LaFerrari is sitting in the Ferrari Museum. And of those 499 cars, 100 of them were Apertas. Okay, so this is one of 500 and one of 100 at this point.
Wow.
Right? And of those 100, 10 of them were allocated to Ferrari like general managers, right? And those 10 cars are all the same color. They're this white spec, this white color.
And this was one of them?
And this is one of them. So this is one of 10, one of 100, one of 500 cars. And it's sitting in front of me, right? And it's at this point, it doesn't have a price tag.
Yeah.
Right? It's insane. And I'm taking pictures of this car.
Nick's going to be like, I just whipped out my credit card and bought it on the spot.
No. But and the general manager comes down to me of the branch, and I talk to him, and he comes down, and he goes back into the office, and he comes back down, and with a goodie bag. He's like, "Listen, I saw your Porsche jacket. I'm telling you, ever wear this bleep here ever again, I'm throwing you out." And in that, it was this shirt, a sweater, and a little lanyard that I gave away to one of my friends.
He gave you a sweater?
Yeah, and it's like I realized that it's $500. He just gave me.
Dude, I guess you have disposable income when you're gifted a Ferrari. That is crazy.
Yeah, shout out, what's his name? Not Giordano. Ferrari general manager, who is definitely not listening right now. I love you so much.
Yes.
You're the best.
Hey, who knows? Maybe he is tuning his FM dial in the car and he just happens to hear Ferrari.
Yeah, he drives a Ferrari 458, a red 458. And it has an exhaust on it. It's the most beautiful. If you've never heard a 458 before, It's one of the most beautiful V8 engines you'll ever hear.
We've been keeping the car talk solid on the Morning Roar lately. Remember our Sally talk from last year?
Yes.
Oh my god, the Cars model. What are other? I would love an old Bronco. You know, the lifted
Yes.
ones
Yep.
and the pastel colors.
Yeah.
Oh, they
Dude.
released some bangers that year.
These new Broncos don't know what they're up against.
They're ugly.
They're ugly as hell.
Why does everyone and their mother have one? And it parks on West.
Yeah, they think it's like the new G-Wagon or the new like
Yes.
Jeep Wrangler. Here's the thing though, G-Wagons
Bro, you're driving a Cube.
AMG G-Wagons are elite. I'm sorry, but hold on, you can't get the new ones because those are a little too posh.
Yeah.
They're a little too limo-like. You got to get the old one.
At least it's not a Cybertruck.
It's not.
It could always be worse.
I see a Cybertruck and my days are ruined.
Dude, I saw a Cybertruck like hauling stuff. Like he had bikes in the bed of his truck. I'm like, I don't think this is what the Cybertruck was made for, bro.
No, that's for decoration.
Yes. I don't think you're actually supposed to put things in your truck bed.
No. And have you seen like the Witten Diesel like thing about like the tow hitch is not actually part of the frame of the car?
Crazy.
That's like huge.
Yeah.
I don't know trucks that much, and I know for a fact that if you're hauling stuff with your car, like several thousand pounds worth of stuff, that has to be part of the frame of the car.
Yeah.
It should not be able to rip off.
Unless you're gonna be one of those cars in those reels that are like hauling the trailer. You know those highway videos, and then they just flip
Yeah,
because the trailer's too heavy.
exactly. I've seen a Lamborghini Huracan tow, and I say this sincerely, tow a Lamborghini like Urus, the SUVs, the little car towing the big car. Explain to me how a Tesla Cybertruck is not able to do that. Make it make sense,
You
Elon.
launch yourself.
You launch yourself is crazy. Shout out to SpaceX.
Oh my god. Shout out the space elevator.
Dude. Shout out the random Tesla Roadster that's in space currently for no reason.
We don't think about that a lot, you know?
I feel like we don't think about that enough.
The side quests that some human beings are taking are, you know, we just casually talk about we sent stuff to the moon. You know? I'm reading Station 11 right now. Shout out if you've never read it. And it's essentially like if there was an apocalypse, how the world would, you know, be.
Mhm.
And what's scary is it essentially predicted COVID, and it was released 8 years before COVID happened.
You know what was crazy? The movie Contingent or whatever it's called
Yes.
also predicted COVID.
Yes. And it's like, it's that weird like Simpsons phenomenon where you're predicting everything that's going to happen in the next 5 years. But the book got me thinking, I'm like, being in an airplane is such like a niche experience.
It is a really, and I feel like I take it for granted.
Yes, it's like they describe it as like a metal tube, and she couldn't really remember what the metal tube was like, and we just sit in metal tubes for fun.
Yeah. Well, not for fun, but like, you know, we do it on such a regular basis to travel at this point. Is like
But that is for fun. It's for traveling.
exactly
You know?
because I just know you're right because we could drive.
Yes.
Yeah. What's the farthest you've driven?
Oh, dude, my mom was a road trip fiend.
Oh, really?
Yes. We did the Michigan to Massachusetts, which is 12 hours in one day.
That's crazy.
So that I've driven from Florida to Michigan. That's 27 hours
Wild.
over 2 days. Had a raging ear infection and couldn't fly, so we had to drive. It was probably the worst 2 days of my life.
I'm sorry.
But you know, we're here,
You persist.
alive and grateful. Alive and grateful. Carpe diem.
The longest road trip I've done is actually in Europe, I believe. It was from Denmark to Rome and back. Now, that's a long trip, dude.
Europe road trip. Dude.
That is the Europe. We went through Lourdes.
We got to get like a Dolomites, Italian Alps, WXVU trip going.
We need to you know what? We need to do a cannonball run with WSB
Yes.
or a reverse cannonball from like New York to LA. We should broadcast it.
Yes. This is the thing. If we broadcast enough, people have to listen.
Exactly.
Also, shout out our 22 listeners.
Hey, how you doing?
We appreciate you guys.
Love you guys.
It's literally Nick and I having a conversation after Mitch leaves.
Yep.
And it works.
DM us on Instagram and tell us what your favorite part of the show is.
Yeah. Again, you can follow us on Instagram at WXVU Radio or access our website at WXVU.org. We always have stuff going on.
Oh, I mean, it's never a dull moment.
You need a battle of the bands? Pull up Saturday, April 26th. October's a long way away.
Well, we gotta do that some October then.
October, I think, is the 24-hour
Oh yeah. 24-hour
broadcast.
Again.
That's one of my favorite days of the year. Oh,
I need to get on that segment.
yeah, you really do.
Yeah.
We got to have a morning roar slot next year because
That's
we didn't
great.
have a morning roar slot.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah, so we need to do we could do a double feature. It could be cool.
Ooh.
So what do you have going on this weekend?
I had plans this weekend that are unfortunately now canceled because I didn't buy tickets in time to go see the Minecraft movie. Now, we're on my subject of Minecraft movie. Let's see, this is how we jump topics. Here.
And you know, it keeps it fresh.
Exactly.
Sometimes when I'm listening to like a morning show and they're on the same thing for 20 minutes, I'm like, please.
Move on.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I know you have more interesting things going on in your life.
Exactly. But this Minecraft movie situation we got going on is insane. Right? Because I don't know if for those of us who are not terminally online,
Like me, Nick has to explain so much stuff to me, dude.
there is this movie called the Minecraft movie, based off a video game that most of us, our Gen Z selves, have grown up with.
Shout out Steve.
Shout out Steve. And it's a pretty awful movie from what I understand, but
It's giving the Lego movie.
it's giving the Lego movie, but the Lego movie is really good though.
Yeah.
But this Minecraft movie is getting more popular, more famous for all the wrong reasons. Like there are like frat guys or high school guys who are selling out these theaters, and essentially trashing it for the sake of the movie. Like they say chicken jockey and they throw popcorn and drinks and like nachos everywhere, or record clips of it. They're to the point where people are bringing live chickens into the theater, like sneaking them under jackets and stuff. And
Dude, the poor movie theater employees.
yeah, and I'm seeing TikToks of the movie theater employees like saying this needs to stop. There are like cops getting involved. The movie has to stop because of the disruptions, and it's insane. Like I understand the movie's this bad to the point where you had to make it fun for yourself.
Yeah.
If you want to cheers, like yeah, chicken jockey. Because
Yeah.
it's the meme at this point. Like I don't care. Have your 5 seconds of fame. But at the trashing the theater, throwing popcorn. I know how absurd amount of butter are being put in this popcorn. It's
Yeah.
disgusting.
And you don't get that out.
You don't.
Yeah, it's just disrespectful. That's how I feel when like exit signs are ripped down.
Yeah.
I'm like, I get having a fun night out and maybe something accidentally comes down. Why are we losing 2 exit signs per weekend?
Yeah.
And like, it just adds more work for people in administrative positions. I feel bad.
And it brings me to like, I think I read on a Reddit thread before, like, you know how Noah Khan mentions Algebra Brick Road
Yes.
in that one song, View Between Villages, my favorite song, by the way. They've had to replace that sign so many times because people keep stealing it.
Yeah.
And it's so sad because it's just a road in Stratford, Vermont.
Dude,
Leave them alone.
there is a street in my hometown called Hiscock Street. It is, I think, 18 feet in the air now because so many people were stealing it. Like, they put a brand new post and it is on the top of the post, so it can't be stolen.
Can't imagine why.
No, I can't imagine. why.
Absolutely not.
Not people having vulgar senses of humor, but you know, that's how the world works.
If the radio police are listening to this show right now, no, you didn't.
Hey, that's, you know what's weird is that's not on the list of banned words.
It isn't?
No,
That's crazy.
I know.
Hey, what's the banned words, MK?
The big game, remember that? We were struggling with the National Football League championships. You can't say that word that we all want to say.
The ultimate what's another word for bowl? Ultimate plate.
Yes, ultimately. Where Kendrick was.
Yeah, where the K-Dog performed his Pepsi commercial.
Yes. I was talking to Kat about, shout out Kat Coyle, our OSI liaison. She was saying that Kendrick was one of her favorite artists, and I was like, and Death Cab Cutie. Dude, I was like, this is such a cat-coded answer. Like, this is so good. 2 more minutes here. What do we have to end on?
I am going to get a motivational quote for the week.
Yes!
Bring that back.
Motivation. I'll give you mine first. The motivational quote I have for you is, maybe it's good that things didn't work out.
Hell yeah.
And I was reading that yesterday, and you know what? There have been a couple things that haven't panned out in my life, and I think I'm better for it. And I think it's hard to think that way, but
It's definitely really hard to think that way.
we
because-
got to bunker down and say maybe it's good that things didn't work out.
Yeah, exactly. And because, like, all good things that come to an end, right?
Yeah.
That's, like, the
They have
fundamental.
to for you to keep moving.
I came across a TikTok the other day. It was about somebody's cat who they adopted, and they were from a horrible like background, right? It was a little kid that was like mistreated or like, on the side of the road or something like that, right? And they adopted it, and it was happy. Then it got sick, and it got better, and then it got sick, and it got better, and then got really sick, and then unfortunately passed. And the cat's name was Murphy. And at the end of the TikTok is like, well, I guess it was just Murphy's Law. And Murphy's Law states that if anything can go wrong, will go wrong. And it's like the saddest thing ever. For those of you who can't see, MK is giving me the saddest look.
Dude.
I was like, no.
My day was just ruined. Oh, but it's also beautiful.
Yeah.
Dude. Motivate getting deep on the morning roar with Murphy's Law. Wow.
I think about that once in a while.
So what's the motivation from that you're leaving people with?
And I'm living it well. I was like, well, if anything can go wrong, will go wrong, then anything that can go right also will go right.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
You
a
just
great
gotta-
mindset.
You just have to believe it enough.
Yeah,
So, and if that's not true, then anything that will go wrong can go wrong. You have to then makes all the moments in between so special.
yeah,
Like imagine that cat's life and how happy it was that it didn't have to die in a ditch somewhere.
yeah.
Right?
It died in a loving home.
Exactly.
Wow.
Now it's 10 o'clock. Time to wrap this things up. Our official motivational quote for the week is: start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. Arthur Ashe.
Shout out Arthur Ashe.
Yep. Don't know who you are, but when I asked Google for a motivational quote, this is what I got.
I have a Tobias Wolff quote in my dorm room that says, "Perseverance is what makes us who we are." So in these weeks leading up to finals, whatever's going on in your life, know that the Morning Roar's got your back. And if you need motivation, come back. Not next week because it's Easter.
Yep.
But 2 weeks from today, we will be back on the Morning Roar, Friday, 9 a.m., 89.1 on your FM dial, and it's sure to be a good time.
And on the Radio FX app.
Yes. And on WXVU.org.
Unfortunately, not on Spotify.
We're working on it, though.
We're working on that.
Yeah. Spotify, if you're listening, it was an honest mistake. Get us back up there, baby.
And we're not going to explain any of that to our listeners.
No, you've been listening to the Morning Roar on 89.1 FM. We'll see you 2 weeks from today, which will be April 25th. Already at the end of
Yikes.
April.
Yikes.
For all of those who celebrate Easter or Passover, have a great holiday season. We're heading home, next Wednesday for Easter break?
Yep.
I'm looking forward to it. That's it for now, folks. You're listening to the Morning Roar on Villanova Radio, WXVU. I'm MK Coolican,
I'm Nick Williams.
and we'll be back 2 weeks from today. Have a great weekend.
Yep.
Give them your motivation.
Yeah! We should be put in an asylum, I swear to God.
Literally, dude.
Org. Nominated
I
for
gotta
Best
make
Student
sure all my
Imaging for
records are
Swinging
ordered.
Fridays at the 2024 National Student Production Awards. We are V89.1 The Roar.
If you're interested in getting more involved with
Somewhere
college
between
radio, follow us on
284
Instagram
euro
at
and 1,000 euro.
WXVU Radio, or access our website at WXVU.org. Go Cats!
The Villanova Leadership Program
Go
provides
Cats.
6
Go
different workshops
Cats.
on leadership tips and tricks, theories, and networking.